Central in the story of the United States of America are the events of the Revolutionary War, but how many are aware of the Masonic influence that precipitated those events? Freemasonry teaches that liberty, equality, and fraternity are essential to human happiness and dignity. It was these principles and the inspiration to fight against tyranny inspired by Freemasonry that propelled certain brothers of the colonies to instigate the War of Independence. Let us look at two towering figures of history who used the ideals of Freemasonry to overthrow the colonial oppression of the British Empire. George Washington was undoubtedly the most prominent figure of early American history and has almost reached the status of deity. Washington was, however, an ordinary human being who recognized his moment in history and seized upon the doing of great things. Initiated into Freemasonry in 1752, Washington quickly became one of the highest-ranking Masons in the fledgling republic. As a man inspired by the Enlightenment and its principles, Washington found a home in the Masonic order. In all cases of difficulty and danger, Washington placed his faith in the great Creator and believed always in the maintenance and performance of honor and virtue, both Masonic values. Washington was an eloquent writer on the subject of Freemasonry and left many inspiring aphorisms. Here are his words on the founding of Freemasonry. Freemasonry is founded on the immutable laws of truth and justice, and its grand object is to promote the happiness of the human race. At the construction of the U.S. Capitol, George Washington conducted a Masonic cornerstone ceremony and dedicated its work to the Masonic vision for human society. Benjamin Franklin is second only to George Washington in the pages of American history. A prolific and veteran author, Benjamin Franklin did not serve the revolutionary forces militarily, but was instead inspired to use his rhetorical skill to improve the diplomatic relations of the upstart nation. Franklin became a Mason in 1731 in Pennsylvania, the future home of Universal Masonry, and then Grand Master of Pennsylvania in 1734. Franklin published the first American edition of Anderson's Constitutions and remained an active Mason for the rest of his life. He also became a member of the Grand Orient de France during his time in Europe as a diplomat. While attending the Lodge of the Nine Sisters in Paris in 1778, he assisted in the initiation of Voltaire, the infamous French novelist. Franklin, a prolific author and man of letters, composed many writings on the subject of Masonry. The following quote is Franklin on the subject of a Mason's wages. Masonic labor is purely a labor of love. He who seeks to draw Masonic wages in gold and silver will be disappointed. The wages of a Mason are in the dealings with one another. Sympathy begets sympathy. Kindness begets kindness. Helpfulness begets helpfulness. And these are the wages of the Mason.